There's been some negative talk lately about fluoride in kombucha, and if that's something that you're worried about, there are ways to get around that. Fluoride does occur naturally in the different teas. Of course, the younger the tea, the less fluoride, such as white tea. But there are a ton of other teas that you can use in kombucha that do not come from that plant. I believe the benefits way outweigh the risk when you're drinking kombucha, but everything in moderation. You don't want to drink 3 gallons of kombucha a day, of course, but 16 to 32 ounces should not be harmful. And if you're new to kombucha, drinking about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup a day is sufficient because it is very detoxifying. You could have negative effects in the beginning, such as itchy skin or bloating, but these will get better as your body detoxifies and begins to heal. The kombucha we're going to make today is yerba mate kombucha. It is really good. If you've never had yerba mate, I would recommend just brewing up a cup of hot yerba mate and deciding if you like that flavor, because it is different, but it is very beneficial to your health. Yerba mate is loaded with antioxidants and it is a brain booster. It also helps to boost your sex drive. It is very good for digestion, especially if you struggle with constipation, bloating, and gas. Yerba mate contains compounds and polyphenols that may be beneficial with reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease and help lower your LDL cholesterol. It has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties which benefit your overall health. Contains antioxidants like chlorogenic acid, which aid in cancer prevention and actually have a higher level of antioxidants than green tea. It is beneficial in reducing complications due to diabetes, aids in weight management and obesity. It also contains calcium, phosphorus, iron, and zinc, which are beneficial to healthy bones and circulation due to its high levels of iron, which help build healthy blood cells. It has high levels of vitamin C, which aid in boosting your immune system. So yerba mate is a nutritional powerhouse. When you ferment something, it boosts the nutritional properties even more and becomes much more bioavailable to us. Let's make some yerba mate kombucha. The first thing I'm going to use is this yerba mate. It's loose, and you could also use the tea bags. I would use 10 to 12 tea bags for a gallon of water, but today we're going to use loose tea. I've got my gallon of distilled water over here. It's boiling. I'm going to go ahead and pour my loose tea in, and I'm also going to pour a cup of organic sugar in. And I am going to cover that and let it sit there until it reaches room temperature. The mate is cooled, and since I use a loose tea, now I'm going to strain that. Let's see how this goes. My middle name is Messy, so this probably won't go too good. Whoa. The tea is on the bottom, so when I start getting close, I'm just going to stop because I don't want all that dust in my tea. There is going to be some tea dust in here because the loose mate is very dusty, but in a couple days I'm going to show you what happens to that dust. It is a really neat thing. Right now it's time to put some starter in. This is some homemade, this is actually a blend of green and black kombucha. I would use just green if I had it, but I don't. So that's a cup of starter. And now I'm going to use one of these scobies from my little Scoby hotel here. Now time to cover the lid so nothing gets in. I've already written what it is on it and the date, so we'll keep a check on it. The bacteria in the brew will collect all the tea dust into one spot, as you can see right here. It's neat how they go through and clean everything up. The mate kombucha is finally ready. It's been really cool in my house, and it has taken 14 days, but it would normally only take 7. I also realized that I had set it right on the granite countertop, which has been really cool also. And I normally will put my kombucha in the pantry on wooden shelves, so I think all of that made a difference in this brewing time. The first thing I'm going to do is remove my SCOBY. It did make a nice SCOBY, which I will not reuse these SCOBYs. Now for the taste test. It's perfect. Now for the bottling. I only like to do my mate kombucha with one flavor. I'll leave a couple of these bottles plain, and then the flavor I really like that mixes well with the mate because it is a little different is grapefruit. So I'm gonna squeeze grapefruit in. All right, I'm gonna cap these off and write on my bottles so I'll know what this is. So since it is mate, I will put an M and then a G for grapefruit and then the date, and it is August 15th. Now I'm going to double ferment for at least 5 days. I'll open the first bottle in 5 days, and then the others will just sit on the shelf in the pantry until I want to drink them. I've had this bottle of my mate grapefruit flavored kombucha double fermenting for a month. So let's open it and see how it does. This is my last bottle. I've already drank the rest of them. We've got some liveliness going on in there. I did cool this. And remember what I say, if you need to use a bowl to put your kombucha in to open it, that's always a good thing. That way you don't have to waste your kombucha. So after a month of double fermenting, it is definitely lively, but not explosive. If you're thinking about aging your kombucha, I highly recommend using these bottles. Buying some GTA's kombucha and drinking it and just saving your bottles, or having someone that you know who drinks it to save their bottles for you, because these bottles will not explode. I've had the caps puff up a little bit, and sometimes they'll begin to, you can hear them release some pressure, and sometimes you can push down on the lid and it will release the pressure. When that happens, I do go ahead and stick that one in the refrigerator and go ahead and drink that one, but these are the best bottles for aging and double fermenting your kombucha. So give yerba mate kombucha a try and enjoy.